Let's talk about attention. It feels like it's the most valuable thing we have, right? And it seems like everyone's trying to grab a piece of it. So, in this crazy, distracted world, how do we, actually learn anything? How do we really connect with each other? Well, today we're going to look at one educator's answer. And it's powerful, it's a little counterintuitive, and it's surprisingly simple. It all comes down to play.
I mean, come on, let's be real. We all feel it, don't we? That constant pull, that little bit of static in the back of your brain. It's like you're in this nonstop battle just to keep your own focus. And if we're being honest, it really feels like we're losing.
Look, our devices, they're amazing tools, for sure. But man, they are also relentless thieves of our attention. Think about it. For a kid who's just trying to figure out a math problem, or you when you're on a tight deadline, every single ping, every notification, it's like a tiny paper cut to your concentration. And all those little cuts add up. Being able to focus on just one thing, that's not a basic skill anymore. It's basically a superpower.
And this isn't just something we're struggling with on our own. It's a full-blown crisis in our classrooms. You've got teachers, especially the ones teaching online, who have to basically become entertainers. They pour all this energy into coming up with creative games and activities, and what do they get back? A wall of silent black screens. You can just feel how exhausting that must be.
And surprise, surprise, that whole attention crisis, it follows us right into the office. When our focus is split a million different ways, communication just falls apart. That's where you get that friction between team members, projects that just stall out, and those simple little misunderstandings that somehow spiral into huge problems. And it's all because we're not really truly present with each other anymore. So with all that digital noise and distraction as our backdrop, let's meet the guy with an answer. His name is Zhuang Yusheng. He's a Taiwanese educator, and he's looked at this whole mess and come up with a solution that's just deeply human. It starts with something most of us have kind of forgotten how to do. It starts with play. I just love this. There's such a humility to his whole approach, right? He's not standing up there like, here are the answers, write this down. No. His entire philosophy, his whole deal is about creating experiences, games, interactions that let you discover the answers for yourself. Okay, so there's a fancy term for this. It's called experiential learning. But here's the key thing to get, and it's super important. It's not just about playing a game. That's not where the magic is. The real magic happens after the game is over. It's in the guided reflection, where he helps people connect the dots between what they just did in the game and what it all means for their real lives. And don't even think this is just for kids in a classroom. No way. What's so amazing about this whole framework is how incredibly versatile it is. I mean, Zhuang has built this massive toolkit of principles and games that you can adapt for pretty much any group you can possibly imagine in just about any situation. He actually calls it his buffet-style curriculum, which is perfect when you think about it. You just pick what you need. So for students, maybe you grab the anti-bullying workshop. For teachers, you've got positive discipline. And for corporate teams, there's stuff on bridging communication gaps between generations or sparking innovation. See? Totally different problems, but they're all solved using the exact same core ingredients: play and reflection. Okay, but how does this actually work, right? What is it that makes these games more than just, a fun way to kill an hour? Let's pull back the curtain a little bit and look at the real art and science that makes this whole thing so powerful. All right, first secret, and this one is absolutely critical. This is not just about having fun. Fun is the vehicle, okay? It's how you get there. It is not the destination. The real goal, the whole point, is to create a moment of profound, personal meaning for every single person in the room. Like Zhuang himself says, being fun isn't hard. The difficulty lies in meaning. And that's it right there. Okay, secret number 2. Look, anybody can stand up and read a list of rules for a game. That's the easy part. The real mastery is in how you respond. Because a game with actual human beings is messy. It's unpredictable. It can get chaotic. People get emotional. Sometimes things even get a little tense. The true skill is being able to take all that messy human stuff and respond with empathy to actually turn that chaos into a learning moment. And that right there, that is the art of it. It's being able to read a room with 100 different personalities all at once. It's knowing that perfect split-second moment to ask the one question that's going to make the light bulb go on for everybody. It's taking a moment where something went wrong, where someone failed, and turning it into this incredibly powerful lesson. This is so much more than just playing games. All right, you're going to want to stick around for this next part, because this is where the story takes this really fascinating, almost futuristic twist. You'd think that this kind of playful, superhuman-focused approach would be the total opposite of high tech, right? Well, it turns out it's actually the perfect partner for it. So at the core of his entire method is this model, this framework for reflection. Basically, it shows 4 different ways you can guide a conversation after a game, all the way from the teacher leading everything to the participants completely running the show themselves. And this framework is what people are now using in a way that, honestly, is pretty mind-blowing. Okay, put yourself in a student's shoes for a second. Imagine you've been assigned this super complex 2,000-year-old political text. I mean, the name alone is a mouthful. It's dense, it's ancient history. How in the world are you supposed to connect with that? Well, what if you could get a little help from modern AI? This is what's happening. Educators are taking Zhuang's deeply human reflection techniques and pairing them with AI tools like ChatGPT. And together, they're creating this totally revolutionary new way to learn. So here's how it works. It's pretty cool. Step 1, the students use the AI like a super smart assistant to just quickly break down the text, find the logical structure, the main points. But then, and this is the important part, they put the tech away. And they used Wang's models to have a real, deep human conversation about it, about the motivations, the feelings, the arguments behind the words. It's this perfect blend of high-tech efficiency and deep human connection. So what's the big takeaway here? From a quiet classroom game all the way to a super high-tech AI analysis, the same core idea is proving true again and again. The most powerful kind of learning, it's just not about pouring information into your brain. It's really about what Zhang Yushang says is his ultimate vision for what education should be. It has to have laughter, it has to have a real, genuine feeling, and it has to spark creativity. That's the stuff that makes learning actually stick with you.
And that really just leaves us with one last question to think about. For all of us, in our own lives, in our jobs, in whatever we're trying to learn, in this crazy, nonstop age of distraction, what amazing new things could we discover if we just gave ourselves permission to play again?